Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so here we go. Virgos. Obviously, we are starting the celebration for the year of the snake, since that is what we are coming up to very, very soon here. The year of the snake is 2025. Now, obviously, that's associated with the Chinese New Year, which doesn't actually begin this year until the 29th of January, which actually will be the next new moon. And if you remember from yesterday's videos, we're celebrating what is today actually a second new moon, a rare black moon. So we have exactly on the 29th of January, that will be the Chinese New Year for Year of the Snake, and also the next new moon that we have. And then that celebration lasts like 15 days. For the it kicks off kicks off 15 days of big celebrations, from my limited understanding, and it lasts actually all the way until I believe it is February the 12th, up until the full moon. So we have got a lot to unpack here because we're entering into a new flow. We're entering into a new year. We know if you're in the United States like I am, we celebrate, New Year's on January 1. But because it denotes 2025, let's talk about the Year of the Snake a little bit also. Year of the Snake has much to do with shedding an old skin, with mysticism, with transformation, with wisdom. There's a lot of good connotations. There's also some negative connotations, but let's just take a look at what is the biggest message for Virgos in 2025. It is a time where their intuition might be crazy off the charts. Virgos could be becoming massively spiritual with this high priestess being in the reverse. This is the revelation of all the things that have previously been hidden, the revelation of everything that has been tucked away, not very visible, but felt. It almost feels like Virgo is going to be like locked into it and claiming it like, you know what? I know what I know. You know what? I feel what I feel. Okay, so that is an amazing first message. But I do want to shift over. By the way, I will tag these products, all of my snake ensemble, and jewelry and such, but also this deck. It's a little bit of a tougher one to find, but with the two serpents, I think it's in a really appropriate deck. It's a deck I love. I've had for quite some time. But let's take a look. We have 5 of Pentacles. We got somebody wanting to come home. We've got the energy that is surrounding Virgo, where I think Virgo is going to be quite the empath in 2025, picking up particularly on people's longings. Now, if Virgo is attuned to anyone, but in particular a masculine that they have not talked to in a very long time, Virgo may be acutely aware of a particular divine masculine who is longing for home. Maybe that's because they think of Virgo as being their home, or perhaps they long for a place of belonging. That's an interesting side note for some of the things that Virgo might pick up on. We have a 4 of Swords in the reverse. We have the 4 of Discs upright. All of these cards are picking up on the melancholy, the unhealed wounds, the hunger. I think Virgo is going to have some breakthroughs on being able to really read, in particular, possibly one person's energy much clearer than they ever could have. This could be somebody important to Virgo. Let me just take a look. Who might this person be? They could be really somebody that Virgo cares a great deal for, or someone that Virgo will meet. They could be a father. This could be Virgo's own father figure. We have family, patriarch, guardian, paternal authority, ancestral passage. Or it could just be as a whole. Perhaps the Virgo collective is really aware of, divine masculine wounding. Now, this, I don't read for genders. So we could say father wounds, whether for masculines or feminines. We could say divine masculine wounds as a whole, but it feels like Virgo is going to be incredibly intuitive. Now, keep in mind, this is a very, very feminine card. The High Priestess is the divine feminine energy here, the energy of the moon, whereas the masculine is the energy of the sun. So it seems like it's going to be a year where Virgos in particular have their special gift coming to the surface, which is this incredibly feminine, intuitive nature that allows them to compassionately recognize wounds that specifically may be associated with the divine masculine, the expectations placed upon divine masculines, or that which they placed upon themselves, maybe the need for belonging, the need for understanding. I mean, to put it simply, Virgo could be like the man whisperer. I don't really mean man. I'm sorry, I'm making light of this one. Actually, it's a very sensitive topic. I don't mean to be rude, but I do try to keep my storytelling just a little bit lighter. For an emerging spiritual gift for Virgo, perhaps in 2025, we have shamanism. Our character is being called to explore working as a spiritual teacher and healer who can move between the worlds as a messenger to bring wisdom and healing. That sounds so perfect because oftentimes we look at the hermit card in a deck as the wounded healer. So, and one of my most favorite decks, this one, which I'll also tag, it has Virgo literally as like standing there as a shaman. In fact, let's work with this deck right now. We have the King of Wands. King of Wands is very very heart-centered, very warm. This is protective energy, noble energy, because this is Horus in the Egyptian pantheon of gods. Horus is a son of Isis and Osiris, and he bravely goes out into the desert to fight his uncle Set, the storm god, to avenge his father Osiris's death. And in that battle, although Horus, our falcon god, has his eyes plucked out in that battle, Thoth, the god of all wisdom and knowledge, restores his sight and gives him the healing energy of the moon and the power of the sun. So we actually have a strong divine masculine feminine energy. We also have, the eye of Horus is that falcon-shaped eye. That symbol is, universally known as, the eye of Horus has a lot of protective energy to it. So I'm going to say that Virgo's role is to perhaps fuse together and lift up the energies around them to help to heal other people's wounds. This is not a year where Virgo's coming in like a freaking powerhouse. Virgo is coming in like this intuitive master, somebody who has so much positive energy around them, and they're using their intuition to see where others' wounds are. In particular, wounds somehow play a role between the divine masculine and feminine counterparts, just like we talked about Horus with the sun and the moon for his eyes. That's a very, this is such a beautiful vibe of extremely warm-hearted divine masculine energy being healed with the assistance of the divine feminine, the compassion, the understanding, being able to see someone's actions and say, oh gosh, I can literally feel or smell their hunger for what it is that they're really wishing for. Someone is really feeling misunderstood, out in the cold, needing to be seen. And I feel like the Virgo collective specifically is going to be able to identify maybe a particular important masculine in their own life who has a very deep father wound, and this Virgo might be able to offer some huge healing, or Virgo can recognize it in their own life. That as a shaman, I keep feeling like Virgo is not the wounded party this year. I feel like this is a Virgo who has this incredible ability to tap into what is it that people are really displaying. Sometimes we can see people's facial expressions and we go, oh, well, that person's drifted off. They're remembering something and they're upset over it. I know it's not directed at me, but I've watched that person on the city bus and I can see they're lost in thought. I can see they're having a really bad day. And maybe Virgo's going to be like motivated to walk up to a perfect stranger and give them some kind of support or some kind of message. That it feels like Virgo's going to have moments where they have this divine clarity throughout 2025, where when they see someone, they may be able to like pick up on, oh my God, this person is sitting here feeling unseen. Maybe this masculine, there's a lot of masculine energy around Virgo. This could be, whether Virgo is a masculine or feminine doesn't matter. Virgos come up as both incredibly powerful divine feminine and incredibly powerful divine masculine. I feel like that denotes that Virgo is somehow very cohesive within themselves. And right now, their gift, and maybe the gift that the world needs from Virgo, is their ability to like support, in this case, the energy of the sun, support the energy of the masculine, give them a moment of, I see you and I see you in your strengths. If you haven't been seen in a long time, I see you. This is a beautiful energy. Again, this is not about some chick who's going to go tell all these men how fabulous they are and be some simpering cheerleader. That is not what the message is. So don't get pissed at me right now for the way I'm trying to describe this eloquently. We have to think beyond masculine and feminine as far as genders and think of it as the divine masculine energy, the divine feminine energy. We're not talking about dudes and chicks here. We're talking about the energy of balancing where the wounds are, and the wounds are in the action taking. And it feels like individuals who have felt like they had to be responsible, maybe they've worried that they didn't do a good enough job. Individuals who felt like they had to, create things in this world, and maybe they're feeling like no matter what I do, somehow it's never good enough. These are the kinds of feelings of being left behind, unseen, never feeling good enough, feeling like they don't belong. Those energies come from men and women alike. Doesn't matter. Anybody can feel that way. But the Virgo has this unique ability to spot it, and to perhaps, when they spot somebody in that energy, to perhaps randomly walk up and give somebody that support that they didn't even know they needed. But Virgo could feel it. Virgo could see it. This is not Virgo like walking around and handing out billions of bucks to people. This is Virgo seeing like what a human is hungry for, what kind of support they might need. That is an amazing gift. And it could be that Virgo has words of support. Like I said, they see somebody on a city bus and they get this vibe of, oh my God, that person thinks that they're invisible. Virgo might walk up with some very simple message and say, I don't know if anybody's told you, but you have a real countenance to you. You have an energy flow to you. If you think nobody notices you, that's not true. You have a beautiful aura, or you have a very, very important role to play in this life. I was motivated to tell you that, and Virgo may sincerely just see the people that are maybe questioning what their roles are, and Virgo can spot them out. There's something about this protective energy. The Eye of Horus could be really important. Words of compassion, support, and like just letting people know, I see you. That's an amazing message. Virgo is very, very, how do I want to say it? They're very much tapped into the messages of the divine, because I always look at this as the universe himself, who stands here and pours different fluids together to create something new. And I feel like Virgo is one of those agents of positive change. The Temperance card is all about creating greater peace. I think our Virgo collective is going to be really important for creating harmony, unity, union, and healing between, in this case, two vastly different energies, right? The divine masculine and divine feminine, the sun and the moon. Virgos are going to be really good at bringing people together and making individuals who have a lot to offer, who feel like it's been a long time since anybody saw them as valuable. Virgo is going to be the person who like connects with those individuals. That's a very big, very beautiful thing to be able to do. And I have to say, Virgo's ability to do this is going to be like this ever-flowing fountain of like power and capacity, because Virgo is coming across as the Queen of Pentacles with all these hands, all these different arms, all this ability. And Virgo is going to gain more power as the year goes on, not less. They're not going to be depleted by being, an uber empath. This is a Virgo who is going to be, every time they see somebody who is like, again, with that Five of Pentacles, drifting away, feeling unseen, Virgo is going to be that hand that reaches out and reels them back and says, no, you're important. You're valuable. There's beautiful things that, you're supposed to be a part of. There's a reason I spotted you. It's because I know how important you are, but I'm the one who's supposed to tell you this message. I feel like this Virgo is going to be very, I don't think they're walking around, healing people. It's not something so manufactured, or, my purpose is to do such and such, or I'm hearing all these messages coming in from seemingly nowhere. I just think, let me put it this way. Anyone who's ever had chickens or, pets or livestock or a garden or houseplants, anything that is nonverbal but requires you to attend to it, you get good at listening to the nonverbal cues. Virgo has mastered that. The art of seeing what is right in front of our eyes, the art of seeing like when somebody kind of wilts because they're really sad, the art of seeing, maybe you don't need words all the time to read the language of any living creature, to see when a big old tree is clearly in distress. I think Virgo is going to be kind of like the friend to the planet this year, but in particular, individuals who have to be reminded that they're very important. And the more Virgo reminds people of this, the greater the benefit they receive in their own life. It's like, strangely, by gifting words of support, by gifting some of their amazing healing energy, Virgo, instead of depleting Virgo as we would expect, we see them gaining. We see them growing new hands, new arms. We see this is like a juggernaut energy. I think what an interesting story. I did not expect this to be what our story was going to be at all. I had no idea we'd have such a huge, like a thread of Virgo has this huge life purpose. It's just blossomed in front of our eyes. We have the Emperor in the reverse. Here's the culmination. This is why Virgo throughout 2025 is going to be gaining momentum. The more people they help, the more people they support. It is, and this could be a twofold thing. If Virgo has had some deep father wound of their own, all of this healing that Virgo is doing for others may simultaneously be setting something right between Virgo and what they did not receive from either a terrible divine masculine in their life or someone that represented like tyranny. This is Virgo basically being able to see more thoroughly, because they're getting healthier day by day. They're getting more emotionally powerful day by day. The more people they're compassionate with, the more they can see people's wounding, the more it may clear Virgo's vision or lens on a particular divine masculine in their own life. And this very much could be a father figure who was, or mother figure. It doesn't matter. This could be a masculine or a feminine, as always, but an authority figure in Virgo's life, and Virgo might be able to actually find some profound forgiveness simply because what they could see is how scarred somebody was. That seems to be like over the course of the year, there's more and more of that, and it culminates in one very important person. Or maybe this was a great love of Virgo's who had many of their own problems. But what does that mean between Virgo and this person? If all of this assistance that they're offering, if all of this newfound energy that Virgo is recognizing in themselves and all the good that they're doing in the lives of the people that they meet, and possibly choosing spiritual practices and possibly really playing a role in, I feel like Virgo is going to be quite have a different vibe to them in 2025, a different carriage about themselves, a different energy that they exude. But as they walk through 2025, I think they get brighter and brighter. Their aura could turn into shades of gold, which is a very sacred aura to have. But between this grand culmination of Virgo gaining more perspective, gaining like a juggernaut, more power, and kind of like more spiritual energy that's positive instead of being depleted throughout 2025, when it comes to that Emperor, I don't know if Virgo is still somehow a part of this Emperor's world, but I feel like Virgo is going to suddenly either bump into this person, so they must still be on this energy plane. But Virgo may see this person, spot this person, find out something about this person, and realize that they are in the middle of a huge battle themselves. And what does that mean? I mean, if they're in a huge battle, what does that mean? This could be a divine counterpart to Virgo. Virgo may find themselves strangely, specifically reaching out to one particular person who Virgo has this huge capacity not to get sucked into anyone else's drama or shadow side, but rather Virgo may offer some kind of helping hand or, and maybe even just sending a prayer or something to an individual that I think is very important still in the grand scheme of Virgo's life. This could be the person they view as their great love, somebody who is very troubled, and Virgo has a deeper capacity to understand their wounds, their problems, and has the capacity to say, this is not something that I'm angry at this person for. I fully comprehend. In fact, I can see their struggles differently. There could still be a history yet to unfold between Virgo and this person. There's a big possibility for Virgo to either meet someone. This does not mean that this person was mean and nasty to Virgo. This could just be like a bear with a sore paw. But it turns out that person that Virgo is like somehow energetically attuned to, Virgo takes one look at this person and goes, oh my God, you're on a gigantic battlefield right now, aren't you? You're battling everything and everyone. I have a unique gift, and that is to be able to spot that, and that is to be able to also spot the good in you. And I don't know if Virgo more or less heals this person, but there's a chance for tremendous happiness with that 10 of Cups. I'm not saying Virgo's whole existence all year is just to be helpful to somebody that's wounded and other people that are wounded. But I will say this, Virgo has a huge capacity to not be drained by helping others in an emotional way. And Virgo seems to be gaining some kinds of gifts from all the assistance that they're giving to others, as long as they do it wisely and, do attend to their own needs. But this is a very beautiful message. It's a very unexpected message, but it almost seems like there is this huge understanding and huge ability to conceive of the battlefields that individuals are on. And it feels almost as if maybe it's because Virgo has ascended. Maybe they've gotten off of some of their own battlefields, and we're seeing a very ascended Virgo. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. I may have to do a second Virgo video because this got too long and it could take a whole day to process now. But thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.